Good morning, everybody. This is Christy. I am the Intimate Warrior. I thank you so much for stopping by, and as always, I send you love. So I meant to do this video yesterday, and of course, there's so much to share, and I forgot about this. So here I am making it today, and I know it's the day of it. It's at its peak today, and this is a yod. And it consists of Vesta, Saturn, and Chiron. Now, a yod in astrology is known as the finger of God, or the finger of fate. It is a rare astrological aspect that involves any three planets, or any three planets, or anything within the heavens, in points in the horoscope that form a isosceles triangle. So this one is including Vesta, Saturn, and Chiron. Vesta is my battery's going low. So Vesta is an asteroid, and Vesta is the keeper of our spiritual flame, represents the sacred feminine, creative energy that allows you to dedicate yourself to aspirations, plans, and goals. She relates to work, devotion, spiritual practices, solitude, sacrifice, and aloneness. Vesta was a goddess. I don't know much about her. I believe that from what I have read is that she had many suitors, or lots of men that wanted to court her, and she asked for protection. So, and there are festivals in regards to Goddess Vesta. So she is in relationship to your home, your love life, your internal love for yourself and others, fertility even, and peace. Anytime you are experiencing great fire within your life, perhaps if you are, this for myself is speaking in terms of the fire within, like the Kundalini fire. Perhaps. And Saturn is the cross of matter above the crescent of the soul. This shows the necessity of material reality, time, and death. Saturn, of course, is the ruler of time, or karma. This shows the necessity of material reality, time, and death, as I just said, of all things to temper our mind and emotions to bring wisdom. Time ends up stripping away our life when we are always focused on the time instead of being kind of still and enjoying life. We can become wrapped up in illusions. This is when we can learn to embrace and accept Saturn as a teacher and move us away from that concept of age, getting old, sickness, and death. Saturn symbolizes dominance, power, and change as well. And when we are going to Chiron, I mentioned Chiron a lot. Chiron comes along in our chart quite often. Chiron is the wounded warrior. He is the centaur that was abandoned by his parents and kind of banished from his own people as centaur, because he was a mix of horse and man. He ended up having to heal himself of wounds of abandonment. So when we are thinking in terms of this yod, and it's very significant for those who end up having a yod within their chart. But regardless, just like the sun and the moon affects everybody, but depending on where this yod is, or the sun and the moon is in your astrological chart during the time of your birth, it's going to affect you differently. It may affect others more at one time, and then others later on at a different time. So a yod, even though you may not have one or may not even know that you have one in your chart, it is going to have this sense of course, major clearing going on at this time. We are at a time when we are really pressing things through. And by the way, this is peaking today, but it began on March the 10th. So now I am like, okay, I've been feeling this kind of like, I don't want to call it a boiling point because mine hasn't been so intense, but things have been kind of building and things are creeping up. Of course, I'm at this point of being able to see things, and then also being able to see them for a greater cause. I can see a negative experience now for where I am and know that it's definitely here to give me a greater experience. But you, however, and others, however, can be, because you're probably at your earlier stages of still having things pile on, where you can't seem to get a break. And this could have happened to you beginning on March the 10th, or even a little bit before that, because energy, we feel that it comes in a little bit earlier from the time frame that things are in effect. And this goes out April the 10th. So today is the high peak of this yod. Why am I even talking about it? It was spoken to me about a couple of days ago, and actually the 21st, so today's the 23rd, and so I did lots of research and was going to wake up and talk about it, and I failed to, because more information came in. Now I wanted to yod. An actual yod in Hebrew is the 23rd letter of the alphabet. Yod is the smallest letter of the Hebrew alphabet. It represents the spiritual, all which is beyond the physical, yet it plays the most important role in the whole of creation. Now this letter of the alphabet is also included within God's name in the Bible of Yahweh. If I am pronouncing it correctly, please, I don't know. Some people say Jehovah, but this is the 4-letter word that I am speaking about. And the yod represents a mere dot. It is a close relative, it's a little speck, a tiny dot in which the divine energy of creation is concentrated. The name of the letter yod, when pronounced, is spelled in 3 different Hebrew letters now, which coordinate with yod, vav, and deleth. And again, if I am mispronouncing these, please forgive me. Yod means arm or a hand, and is the hand of the Creator. In this word, Yod itself looks like a tiny drop of water, which of course we know is a part of energy. This is about to descend. The letter Vav next to it is a continuation of Yod, beginning with the same shape but kind of elongated, as if reaching into the darkness was upon the face of the deep, forming the whole letter, sometimes also called the hook of creation. Finally, in the letter Daleth, also called the doorway of creation. The lower part, another Vav, makes the horizontal movement, thus adding another dimension. Thus, when we pronounce the word Yod, the name of this letter, in it conceals a whole scheme of creation. So I wanted to add that into this because it's highly significant in terms of everything as a whole. Everything matters. Something as small as a Yod. Of course, a Yod is highly significant in your chart, whether or not you are aware that you have one in your chart. And I thought I ended up. It's a major changing point in your life, or can be a major changing point in your life when you have a Yod in your chart. A changing point for the better. Stay in the positive, on the positive side of all of this, because that's where we always are trying to be at. Stay centered in love. And changes are always, or can be, very difficult, depending on who you are, especially at where you currently are in your life. Yet changes are going to come. So it's always best if we can, of course, get into a positive mindset and get centered within the heart, so that we can see drastic changes that are going to improve our lives, as of course a blessing. So that's what this is all about. And again, I apologize that I didn't make this yesterday, but still, although it's the peak today, we know how energy can be, that we can feel this either for weeks prior to its arrival and definitely weeks afterwards, so that it's going out on April the 10th, which means you can still have this type of that shadowy part or post shadow by then, where it's still lingering. Still, things are going to begin to kind of stir and awaken you, so that you can still let go of what is necessary, so that you can open up more to your higher self. And that is, again, what I think I failed to mention here is that, and I'm trying to, when you think in terms of Vesta, where is Vesta? It again, or the goddess Vesta, is again, deals with having purpose, or our purpose, our highest purpose. So keep that in mind, that everything, again, that is taking place is as a result of pushing you towards your purpose. This is Christy. Much love, health, and healing your way. I am bringing purpose to your life. Take care.